Hi again, everyone. This is Brian Phelps with the BGSU EMOD 2020 cohort. We are wrapping up our 2019 spring semester with Steve Cady, who is guiding us in our learning of facilitating organizational collaboration. Over the course of this presentation, I am going to share how my personal OD library and emerging method will enhance our happiness at work. Our agenda for this presentation includes my library approach, my life purpose, dream job, and ideal organization, my emerging personal OD method, my portfolio, my resource toolkit and evidence library, a conclusion, and a reference list. When I first thought about planning and building my library, my mind went to building a bookshelf where I could stack all of my books from our EMOD program. After thinking about it more, there's a lot more complexity than that, and the next few slides will review each of my planned steps. The main purpose of my figurative bookshelf is to provide a place to store information that both myself and others interested can easily navigate to, reference, and then apply in work, school, and personal life. I will be the leader in creating my library, but there are many people that will play a role in building, stocking, maintaining, and using it. My EMOD classmates and teachers have given me a great start in building foundational components, and I will continue to rely on them to expand the library. I will also look at my coworkers, mentors, friends, and family to help stock the shelves. As for the audience of the information stored in the library, my intent would be to share it with all of the individuals that I mentioned. There are several action steps to get my library off the ground and running. First, I would need to get my blueprint and plan together, then execute the plan, stock the shelves, and apply the information and share it. Two of the critical needs that will be necessary to build and maintain my OD library are discipline and time. It will take a conscious effort and making that time to develop, enhance, maintain, and refresh my library. I've always felt that my purpose is to improve people's lives in the workplace. The information that this study by the Bureau of Labor Statistics captures is really eye-opening. On average, for adults, over 36% of our day is spent at work. That is more than all of the other categories displayed combined, except for sleeping. This study really reinforces my purpose. With this much time being spent at work, we deserve the best work environment. It will not only help at an organizational level, but it will carry on to people's lives at home. My dream job is to become the manager over organization development for the Cash Product Office in the Federal Reserve System. This role would focus on several different functions, including organization culture, OD consulting services, and talent development. Leading initiatives in those areas would play a role in improving the work environment for the employees in the organization, which would lead to improved efficiency and effectiveness. This directly ties to my overall purpose. Luckily, I feel like I have found myself at my ideal organization at this point in my career. That is the Cash Product Office of the Federal Reserve System. As I already mentioned, my next step would be in a management role in organization development for the Cash Product Office. The reason I see this as my ideal next step is because I believe in the work that we do, think highly of the people in the organization, and want us to grow together. Our values center around community, curiosity, resiliency, service, and expertise. Each of these values align with my professional and personal values, but the values of community, meaning collaboration, respect, enablement, and accountability, and curiosity, learning and development of ourselves and others, really stand out to me as values that an organization development manager exudes. Imagine if we could improve people's lives and increase happiness in the workplace. What are the possibilities if we are able to do that? This is the question that my emerging method is seeking to answer. This graphic captures what happiness at work can bring, not only for the individual, but for the organization and the people around them. Some of the positive effects are more energy, happier with life in general, more engaged, more motivated, and more productive. Seeing these improvements in people is rewarding for everyone involved. When I think about who would be engaged during the process, it would be everyone in the CPO at each location in each level of the organization, including our officer, manager, and staff level employees. We are physically located in Cleveland, Richmond, and San Francisco, but would also need to take into consideration our remote staff not residing in one of those locations. Although my method is still evolving, my plan is to blend components of some of the collaborative change methods that have resonated with me as I've researched and experienced the method through various assignments in the EMOD program. The methods that I have chosen to blend are appreciative inquiry, World Cafe, and employee engagement. My goal would be to create a welcoming physical environment that focuses on positive exploration and discovery across different levels in the organization, which would create broad ownership of the actions coming out of the sessions. From a technology standpoint, it is important we have an inviting meeting space with comfortable chairs, a view of the outside, and stimulating artwork hanging on the walls. To enhance participant comfort, an assortment of comfort foods will be available. As we progress through our activities, we will use flip charts and post-it notes to capture and share our ideas. We'll need a computer to gather our information from the sessions for analysis and distribution. There is plenty of evidence why we should support a happier workplace, but here are a couple examples that the Wall Street Journal and Eye Opener Institute captured in a recent study. Did you know happy workers help their colleagues 33% more often? They achieved their goals 31% more often? And are 36% more motivated in the workplace? So in order to increase happiness, I am planning to blend together methods that have been in existence and have proven to be effective ways of building a collaborative environment, establishing trust, giving a voice, and causing action. For these reasons, I believe combining some of the attributes of each of these methods, appreciative inquiry, World Cafe, and employee engagement, will only enhance the experience. A few of the most important values that will be displayed in this blended method are positive thinking, listening and sharing, and following through with action. When it comes to mastery of using this method, taking action and trying it out is the first step. My plan is to start with some pilot groups, document and analyze the process, then roll it out to a larger audience after I've gained confidence. As I mentioned earlier, my dream job is to become the Organization Development Manager for the Cash Product Office in the Federal Reserve System. 3 areas of focus for this position are organization culture, talent development, and OD consulting. My portfolio and experience showcase competencies that the Organization Development Manager would need to display. I have significant experience in leading work groups, managing large-scale training initiatives, managing projects, and facilitating organization change initiatives. There are a couple of areas that are either missing from my experience or I need to improve on based on the responsibilities of the OD manager. These areas include succession planning, performance management, professional development, OD consulting work, and people management. I have identified several opportunities to build on my strengths and eliminate my weaknesses. This will help me bridge the gap from where I am today and where I want to be in the near future. I've created a start-stop-continue chart to encourage my growth. In the Start section, I focus on areas that will get me experience that I am lacking, including practicing OD consulting and learning about performance management and succession planning. The Stop section captures areas that I do too much of, like self-doubt, procrastination, and overanalyzing. The Continue section includes areas that I need to keep doing, like continuing the eMod program, collaborative thinking, and building my network. There are two different aspects to my resource toolkit and evidence library that I want to highlight. The first is the physical component. Although I haven't had time yet to build an actual bookshelf for my library of books, there is a nice shelf in my home office that is perfect for them. There is plenty of space as my library continues to grow as I work my way through the program, as well as when I add additional resources on my own. The virtual aspect of my library will be contained on Google Drive, which can easily be accessed on my personal computer or cell phone. I've created my folder structure, which will continue to evolve and grow. Currently, I have folders for brainstormed ideas, my personal development, quotes, videos, visual reference materials, and websites. Within each of those folders, I have subfolders centered around organization development principles. These folders are color-coded for visual identification. I admittedly started out slowly on this assignment. I was having trouble thinking about my emerging method. As I continued through the process, my excitement grew as I felt like I was onto a method that could be really beneficial and easy to apply in my organization. When I transitioned to building my library, my excitement continued. I kept thinking to myself throughout the program that I needed to get more organized with my tools, and this was the perfect opportunity to seize the day. John Wooden's quote here encompasses many OD principles like personal development, striving for greatness, helping relationships, continuous learning, and building relationships. Be true to yourself, make each day a masterpiece, help others, drink deeply from good books, make friendship a fine art, build shelter against a rainy day. Please check out the references. They were a great resource that may be helpful to you as well. Thanks for watching.